We are gonna start this video looking crazy. I was supposed to pack my hospital bag with me before this video. I did lose the footage and I'm very, very, very bummed out about that. So yeah, if I find it, maybe I'll post it, but I don't think I'm gonna find it because I haven't not found it at all yet. I'm in the car, as you can tell and as you can hear. I have to drop the car tour video. As you guys know, I'm in a minivan now. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about my postpartum experiences between my first and my second time, because they're very different experiences, just as much as my pregnancies were very different. But I'm glad to say that I'm no longer gonna experience my postpartum or pregnancy because I got my tubes removed. As you guys know, it was a horrible experience. Like, I had a bad pregnancy, I had a rough pregnancy, and then I had a rough postpartum period. Yeah. Anyway, so with my first postpartum experience, my heaviest with my first, I was 123 and I was 115 before I got pregnant. I went right back to my pre-pregnancy weight literally once he popped out. I didn't have any swelling on my stomach, nothing. Like, it looked like I was never pregnant or in postpartum. I didn't need any assistance from my nurses to get up to go to the bathroom or anything like that. I was very fine showering the next day. As I did mention to you guys in my labor and delivery vlog, that I was not able to shower until the next day. But yeah, like, I didn't have any complications with that. But throughout those entire 3 months, like, I barely lost any hair. But like, I had lost enough to like notice I was losing hair, obviously. I didn't have any acne like problems or anything after that. My period was perfectly fine. Like, I didn't get my period until I was 6 weeks postpartum. My period was literally how I was pre-pregnancy. Like, everything was literally the same. Like, the flow was the same, the amount of days was the same, like, everything was the same. I wished I had that experience again. But I did. In my second pregnancy, I was 110 before getting pregnant, and I was 126. Bless you, mama. I lost 16 pounds immediately after she came out, so I went back to 110. I was very swollen still after giving birth, which, I mean, it is to be expected, but like I did just mention, I was not swollen after my first. Even though I was in the hospital for a night, I did need a lot of assistance from my nurses. Like, it was bad. Like, I didn't have a C-section, I didn't have any tears or anything, right? I did get a scratch with my first. I did forget to mention that. And even then, like, it wasn't bad at all. Like, dermaplast literally like saved me during that time, but luckily that was only for 2 weeks. I was struggling so much, and I don't even understand why, which is why I was bringing up the fact that I needed a lot of assistance from my nurses. Like, I needed help getting up out of the bed. Like, even sitting up, I needed help for that. I needed help for them to help me walk to the bathroom. I needed help getting, like, squatting down on the toilet. Like, they were getting my pad together while I was peeing. Like, I could not do that by myself. Like, I was just in too much pain. And then, of course, I mean, obviously I was able to, like, you know, clean myself with a pear bottle. As far as me getting up off the toilet and walking back and getting into bed, my nurses had to do that too. This is why I re-recorded so many times. So yeah, that was like my experience during the hospital. By the time I got home, it was better. Like, I was able to go to the bathroom by myself, obviously, and everything like that. The only time I needed my husband's help is obviously whenever I got my tubes out. He had to help me get myself dressed, at least from like the bottom up, obviously, and he had to help me get into bed. I'm pretty sure that's a dirt bike, and obviously that's not legal on the road. But anyways, I'm not gonna be a snitch. But back to the topic. Like, that was the only time my husband had to help me. But the one thing that actually did stick around for 2 freaking months during my postpartum period was the freaking stool softener pills. I had to freaking use those every freaking day. It was just too painful for me to go, okay? Like, I was already crying before I even had anything, you know, moving along. I mean, TMI, but like, I really don't GAF, okay? Because I'm keeping it real, you feel me? Like, that's just the real part of postpartum. I didn't get my period until 8 weeks postpartum. I think that's because I also got my tubes removed during that time. So yeah, my bleeding, oh my god, how can I forget this? My postpartum bleeding lasted for 2 weeks after my second, and I was bleeding for 4 weeks after my first. My period, since giving birth and having my tubes removed, my period has been all over the freaking place. Like, it's horrible. Sometimes I'm 4 days on my period. Sometimes I'm a week on my period.
So this next part, I'm only talking about each period. Like 1 month I will have a heavy period, and then the next month I will have a light period. Obviously I know like flow days of your period change, but that's not what I was referring to.
Sometimes I'm heavy, sometimes I'm light, like it's everywhere. So I am 10 months postpartum and I'm 9 months post-op, and my period is still out of whack. So hopefully, you know, there's some hope there on that getting on track. But yeah, speaking of periods and everything like that, my cramps are so bad, and I know people talk about that after getting their tubes removed, but like I don't know if that's like because of, you know, getting my tubes removed on top of me having postpartum, but like I cramp during ovulation. Like, oh my god, like my cramps are so painful now, and they were never painful before. Like even after having my first, like my period cramps were never painful. They were always a breeze. Well, like I'm get out of breath sometimes because like they're that painful. And speaking of cramps, I don't know why I didn't like mention this in the beginning part, like speaking of my hospital stay or whatever, but oh my god, my freaking cramping after giving birth while at the hospital were so bad. I literally felt like I was back at like 6 and 8 centimeters dilated without epidural. Like they were so painful. I was crying. They were giving me Tylenol and I don't remember, but yeah, like the Tylenol was not freaking helping. They couldn't give me nothing stronger, obviously. But yeah, like I was just, at that point I was just like, you know what, let me stop putting, you know, pills on my body. That's not helping me. Like it's pointless. And my hair loss lasted for 6 months, and I was losing so much freaking hair that I literally could make a peluca. I could literally have made a wig out of my hair, which is also why I chopped it off because I was just done losing so much hair. I was getting so overstimulated with my long hair being on my face. Like, yeah, like I had to cut it. My acne, I like literally looking at my face, I have horrible acne now. Like I got, you know, I got scars right now because I was messing with them. So don't do that, okay? Do not mess with your scars. I mean, don't mess with your pimples. Please do not mess with your pimples. But yeah, like this right here is because I was messing with it recently. And then over here, obviously I was messing with them recently. But yeah, like it's horrible now, and I break out everywhere. Like I break out my nose, I break out on my cheeks, I break out on my jawline, I break out over here. But like before I got pregnant, I only had pimples going on here and here. What is it? What was it? Oh, my epidural back. Okay, so let's talk about like obviously how your back is after having the epidural and stuff, right? So after having my first, the epidural pain, whatever, like it lingered for maybe 3 months. And then after that, like I was able to, you know, like change my son's diaper, you know, pick things up, you know, like anything that had to do with me bending, like just like, you know, bending over. I'm so childish. I'm so sorry. But yeah, like just me bending over for like, you know, like 2 seconds or 5 seconds, like nothing bothered my back. Also, I didn't have a weakened pelvic floor muscles. I didn't have any of that, so like I was able to hold my pee in and everything. So I'm literally telling y'all all of that because now I have persistent back pain from where I got the epidural at. Changing their diapers, even if it's just one at a time, my back is blown out. Like I did mention, my pelvic floor muscles are weak. I really can't hold my pee in. Like whenever I have to pee, like I have to go pee, because if not, like I'm dripping on myself. Like I'm just being real. And obviously, you know, like doing the do, like that hurts, like it's so painful. And obviously, like I know you could do like Kegel exercises, I think that's how you say it, but I'm gonna have to start doing those ASAP because like it's a struggle out here. But I don't know if it's because like obviously it's my second experience with epidural, like that's why like my back is messed up as the way it is, or also like I went to the hospital at 6 centimeters. I was in triage and I went to 8 centimeters while I was in triage, and I was really screaming during this time, and like they were rushing me to hurry up and get to a labor and delivery room, and they were rushing anesthesia team to come and give me the epidural. So like I don't know if like the whole rushing process to me get the epidural so that way I could just shut up like affected me in any type of way or anything like that. But I'm just saying that just to mention that like that could be a possibility. I really want to know, like especially like if you got epidural more than once, like did your back get messed up from that, or is it just me for like that particular reason that maybe they were rushing it too much or whatever, right? But yeah, like that's why I'm just mentioning it out there. Like I did say, I'm 10 months postpartum and my back is horrible. And mind you, I'm only 24 and I already have back problems. Also, I forgot to mention, I didn't experience any postpartum depression, anything like that after my first pregnancy. Thank God, I didn't experience anything bad. However, with my second, I did experience postpartum rage, irritation. Oh my God. Everything got on my freaking nerves. Everything. Like even Ted just licking his paws was getting on my nerves. Like my postpartum irritation and rage was bad. Not bad, but like it was like not scary or anything like that. It was just like I was always freaking annoyed. Like I was a ticking time bomb walking around the house. And I think that maybe lasted for like a month. It's not always about postpartum depression or baby blues. Like postpartum irritation and like rage is also real. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was very chaotic and everything like that, but like I did say, I have tried to record this video so many times and I've been away for more than a year off my channel and I don't like that at all. You guys been with me for the last 5 years. So if you're an OG, I love you.